And we back. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. This is your boy James. And you're watching my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews, where I'm here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen in this video, but that's all right. We live to fight another day every day. Joining me is my girl, Mrs. Beth. Y'all say what's up to her.
Hello, happy hump day.
Yeah, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. Housewives of Dubai does well on my channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to both channels because whatever recaps I do not do on my channel, we do on Mrs. Best's channel. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We'll be on her channel after mine to do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So you guys do not want to miss it. So speaking of what we here to do today, this is Real Housewives of Dubai Season 2, Episode 10, Recap Review, you guys. This episode got on my nerves for so many different reasons because I'm just like, what is going on here? And I can't blame it to be cultural differences because they just like the States, y'all. Dubai just like the States. I'm convinced. Ain't that much different. Money, access, power, and struggle folk. That's what all I see is, as we get into it. So let's open up with the episode. We start with Chanel Ayan having lunch with her husband, and she fills him in on the trip. And at the same time, we have a split screen. So Chanel Ayan and her husband, Chris, are having a conversation, and then Rich and Lisa Milan are having a conversation as well about the trip. And we focus more on Chanel Ayan, her saying, she had a great time. Her favorite part of the trip was the spiritual healing that Sarah did. She was able to scream. And then she said one of the Buddhas who represents money, she was giving him all of her, blessings on that because she, money train. I would have done the same thing if I was on that spiritual healing. I will do the same thing when I'm on that spiritual healing. When me and Mrs. Best go, that thing is probably going to run out of arms and legs with all the blessings we're going to put on that one. Because that's me. So as they then talk, he brings up, the situation with her and Lisa. And Chris says that when Lisa called him, he really didn't understand what was going on, but he felt strongly that they were going to get past it. And Chanel's on say, yeah, we got past it. I'm really still mad at Stansbury. I don't know how to take her. And they go to Chanel Ayan's confessional. She says, really, I'm really mad at Lisa because I've never had someone say that they couldn't trust me. And that really hurt me to my core. Like I felt betrayed. And I said, huh? I need somebody to really.
When you break someone's trust, it doesn't just magically put itself back together.
Right.
And for Ayan to apologize, she's really trying to play herself as the victim, and it's making her look worse. And it's really that simple. She's trying to manipulate the audience, but she's really not that smart. I'm sorry, she's not. Her husband has the money. She's a beautiful woman, but she is not that smart, y'all. And I will never give that to her, even prior to her messing up. She's just not. But you can tell that in her mind, she is smart. And I'm like, I think she has too much of an ego. She just shows it differently.
Yeah, it's too much of an ego. And then there's a self-unawareness that she has going for her because there's no way, in logical speaking, wherever that person is, my old, person that usually be up in here reading me for filth in my comments, but I love it though. Not all the time, but just sometimes. I love it, Marriage Huntsville. But if we're truly thinking about that, if you really felt like you weren't in the wrong, Chanel Ayan, and Lisa was in the wrong, then why did you apologize to her right at that table? You said specifically, I know, I'm sorry, that was my bad. I didn't mean to do that to you. You wouldn't have said that if Lisa already knew the situation. I really feel like, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't think Lisa knew before that moment that Stansbury brought it up. I do not believe she knew. I don't care what Chanel Ayan is saying. I don't believe she knew. I think Chanel Ayan is lying because Lisa's reaction.
We now know Chanel Ayan to be somebody who lies, somebody who you cannot trust with information. And so why wouldn't she lie and be that way with any in other areas? Like, you can't trust yourself to send a text message to this woman. Nobody can. I wouldn't. And I bet you anybody watching the show and anybody who knows her from that moment forward, from what we saw, would not dare text her anything that they're not okay with everybody seeing. It's she irked my soul throughout this episode. Like, I cannot stand when people don't have the ability to reflect on themselves. It's really, really annoying. If you're not going to do it in front of other people, at least get yourself together in private and come. But
Mhm.
she's just doubling down on her foolishness.
I mean, it's some foolishness. If I ain't never seen foolishness in all my life. So we then go over to Lisa, Valon, and Rich, and they're talking about it. Lisa mentions to Rich that Stansberry did invite her out to lunch. Um, and she's going to go because she, has a really rough time with Stansberry and their friendship and then trying to be on the same page. She was having fun with her. And then when this happened, it kind of reminded her of who Stansberry was. It is Ayan's delusion for me. I'm trying to tell you, I ain't never seen so much delusion in all my life. Like, you really think you're not wrong in this situation and that you're mad at the person you betrayed. That is crazy to me. I ain't never
It's
seen
not
that.
delusion. She knows that she is wrong. She got mad that she was caught, and now she's doing everything she can to try and manipulate the audience to make herself look like a victim or somebody who crazy. But at the end of the day, she's just a fucking bitch. You cannot trust her. Why are
You
you
can't.
sharing voice notes? That's such a weird thing to do.
And the thing about it is, you weren't even clear on what the voice note was. So the fact that you even shared it, not even having any context of who Sarah was even talking about, it was just pointless to even bring it up. That's why I said Stansberry knew what she was doing, but at the same time, she wouldn't have had that ammunition had Shania not provided it for her. So yeah, perpetual victim. That is a good word. Absolutely, Kevin Reynolds. Thank you for your comment. We appreciate you on this channel. So y'all, moving on because I'm about sick of Shania. She gonna just another point she pissed me off in this episode as well. But moving on from there, we then have a scene where Stansberry and Sergio are catching up. He was showing her all of the St. Mary's and statues he got from Spain. And he said he gonna put this on the bed so he can bless them with the baby. And she said, don't you put that over there. And he asked her how she's doing, and she goes, I'm exhausted, like I am drained. She said it felt like I was at a sorority house, and you know, all of my friendships are just an uproar. And she also mentions the same lunch that Lisa was talking about. She goes, I invited Lisa out to lunch because I do feel bad that because of my actions, it's caused a rift between her and Chanel Ayan. And I just want to let her know that I was not coming from a malicious place. I didn't know that the recording came from her. And if I had known it, I would have never brought it up. And I feel like Stansberry is full of shit. I think she definitely still would have brought it up if she known it was from Lisa. I don't care anyone to spite Sarah. Absolutely. I think she still would have did it.
I feel like that's part of the only reason she befriended Ayan. Because I personally feel like Stansberry is very strategic in everything that she does and incredibly calculated. So what did he say? And now makes sense why I did not like Ayan and Uba Roni, their cousins.
Oh, really? I
Oh,
didn't know that.
huh.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't like Uba either.
Me either. So,
Like,
yeah, that's
not
very
worth a
strange.
damn. Huh. Maybe James will pick up Roni.
No,
No.
absolutely not. Nope. Nope. Nope.
But then again,
They don't.
y'all, James said no to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Look at him now.
And Love and Marriage Detroit, but that's as far as I'm going. I'm not.
Uh-huh.
I'm not picking up Roni. I'm just not. That last season, that just was dry, and they were just trying to literally squeeze the moisture out of an olive. It just was not happening.
Not the moisture
So
out of an olive. I can't stand you.
that's what they were trying to do. It's crazy. Okay, well that's good to know. That's good to know because I don't care for either one. So we then move on to Chanel Ayan. She meets up with Kim Kardashian 2.0, and they begin talking about her beauty line and everything that's going on. And we know that Kim Kardashian 2.0 used to do her makeup and everything, and is so proud of Chanel Ayan's growth. And she asked Shanayan, like, who has the trademark of the name? She goes, I fully own it. She said, that's good. Make sure you keep that because You have to know your worth in the business. You have to know your worth, what you have. And if you own 100% of that, when you begin to market yourself, they can't really take anything away from you because investors are going to try to, try to buy out more of your percentage where you have nothing. And I like the advice that she gave her because that's absolutely true. And we actually have seen this happen with a lot of different celebrities where they do lose a lot of percentage of their proceeds from their makeup line that they created because they sell so much of it. So I'm happy for the advice. And she then was like, "Well, are you in Sephora?" And she goes, "No." She goes, "Oh, I can make that happen today." And I said, "I know that's right, Kim Kardashian 2.0. I know you better make this happen. See, I need friends like that." I mean, and that's what networking is, y'all. This is how entrepreneurship, this is the secret to it. It's who you know that can push the envelope further. And I believe this lady has connections with Sephora. I absolutely believe it. But I do want to know, has anyone checked to see if it's in Sephora today or are they going to wait till the reunion to premiere? Inquiring minds want to know. What do you think this is best? Uh,
To be honest, this was one of those scenes where I was just like, eh, eh. I went and heated up some chicken and rice. So.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes, like
But
Dubai, I love Dubai, but then certain scenes, I'm like, Cliff. And I think this isn't as interesting for me too because Chanel Ayan is just like the face.
yeah, I'm just
She's
trying
not doing anything else.
But what is this lady's name? Because I just disrespect her calling her Kim Kardashian 2.0. But that's what she looks like to me. That's what I thought that was at first. I was
It's not like
what?
Kim Kardashian's unattractive. I mean,
No, but I'm just saying this lady probably has a bigger name than Kim Kardashian in
oh
the
hell.
makeup line. So her name is Huda Katan. So sorry, Huda Katan. I'm just you look like Kim Kardashian in that scene to me. So I'm gonna say Kim Kardashian 2.0. If we talk about business, Kim Kardashian did that shit. So that should be a compliment. But if it's not, I apologize. So moving on from there, we have this scene with Sarah. I'm gonna try to be positive, y'all, because part of this conversation was serious, and the other part of this scene was some fuck shit. So Sarah is meeting up with Saba in an old blast from the past. Not really, but catch my grip. Nina Ali is in the scene. Now I am so glad they didn't. Bravo did not do this whole Nina's back and had like have her
because
have like a little confessional.
nobody cares. Nobody cared that she left. Nobody cares that she's back. In fact, all I'm going to say about her is watching this scene that you're about to explain reminded me of why she is not on this show no more. She got money, but she's boring as hell.
I think that's why she left the show because they were trying to play in her face. Because Nina, guys, first season, Nina was technically the richest one of them all, and they were trying to play in her face like she wasn't. And y'all know that offends a lot of people. That really does when you try to downgrade their millions or billions or whatever Nina has. They get offended by that real easily. So she was definitely offended. That's why she left the show. Allegedly. Allegedly. Rob, don't come after me. And that call center, do not come after me. So she's telling them a story that, that her maid, when she was on vacation, was gathering information about her son and was turning off the cameras. And there were some men that were commenting on her son's pictures, saying he's adorable, he's cute, and they were trying to get information of when Sarah was not at the home. And it pretty much winded up, in a long story short, as coming of us, they're trying to get maybe a ransom for Sarah's son. Now, hearing this, I was like, I believe it, I do, but that's absolutely crazy to think that in that kind of country that kind of thing can happen considering their laws and how strict their prison system is. I would think people would avoid crime like no other in Dubai, but apparently not. Hey. So Saba and Nina are there. They're just like shocked, like that Sarah is saying all this. Sarah has her son, and this is another problem that I have with Sarah. This is why I'm not going to go there with her parenting, but he did not need to be in this grown folks conversation. He didn't need to finish those sentences. That's traumatizing to bring that up in front of your friends while your son is sitting there.
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. That pissed me off. I don't even have like words for it. And then for
Yeah,
her to acknowledge that the boy is traumatized and then continue to discuss and make him relive his trauma.
right.
Her parenting, maybe she's lucky she's in Dubai. Because in America, okay, the social workers and human services workers would have been reporting that ass. Okay. We seen it happen with the blue man and Krishan. I'm listen. What is she doing? That's so
This boy, like, I hope she puts, like, she gets him some help, or I hope he knows to go get help when he turns 18 or whatever the legal age is, where you don't have to consent with your parents to get, counseling, because he's going to need it. Because she is constantly bringing traumas to this little boy, constantly involving him in conversations that he does not need to be a part of as a kid. And it's like, I want to root for Sarah, but Sarah be doing too much, y'all. Sarah, I can't get with Sarah in this shit. I just cannot, because she's doing too much. And speaking of shit I can't get with, because I'm not going to spend too much time on that, the lady's in jail, and that's what's happening. So she then talks about Akeem. So Sarah tells Nina and Saba that she turned down the $45,000 podcast for one damn episode because Akeem did not like it. What was bothering me was the son was sitting there. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. Sarah has no couth. She just doesn't. Like the fact that that little boy was sitting there in these grown folks conversations, it's like she is going to fundamentally ruin this little boy because he did not need to hear that conversation. He didn't need to know what even was going on. He didn't need to know none of this. All he needs to know that he is safe. That's all he needs to know. And then when he's older, she could
right.
then tell him,
His
"Look, when
brain
you were a
can't
little
even
boy."
process
Hmm.
that type of situation yet. There's inductive
Yes.
reasoning, deductive reasoning, and his is not fully developed in either realm. So he just wants to know, like James said, that he's safe. That's all kids that age need to know.
Yes.
But instead, she want to keep talking about the trauma. She gonna end up giving the boy PTSD. I'm not even being funny. It's irking my soul, Sarah. But at the same time, I guess keep us updated on the case. There's not much people can say or do with that
Yeah,
information.
until it gets resolved. So yeah, Sarah, make sure you talk about this at the reunion. I want to know, what is the update on this status? Is the lady still in jail? Did they ever find the other male perpetrators that were commenting on these pictures? Let us know at the reunion. Andy, you better ask her this shit. I'm just saying. So, but then she talks about Akeem and how she turned down the $45,000 podcast because of Akeem. And let me tell y'all something. Oh, hold on, I got an announcement to make. Excuse me, Mr. Sportscaster with your shirt off on your Instagram, whoever you are. I'm available. I'll take half. 25. That's not half. 23.25, whatever the half is. I will take half. I will take Sarah's cut. Half of it. You could have me on that podcast and I could talk about spirituality or whatever the fuck Sarah was supposed to be talking about. I could talk in bullshit my way. Trust me. 25,000. Because you just giving out money like that for one little episode. I'm available. Sorry, y'all.
Ain't no way in hell. I'm saying no to some money.
When I tell you I almost turned that damn channel when Sarah said this shit. I said, Sarah, you gonna turn down $45,000 over some motherfucker you ain't known not even a year. You gonna turn down $45,000? He ain't paying no bills. You got a son to feed. You got, and then what makes matters worse is when she says, "Okay, well, will you do the same for me?" He had a little photo shoot that was 25 or $5,000, and he still did it. I said, Sarah, you got to be the most stupidest person I have ever seen on reality TV, because there's no way I would have turned that money down. I don't care who it was. Other than it would be no surprise if her son grows up to be into the same sex. I've already said this on my channel, and I think that's exactly what is going to happen. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say
Mhm.
allegedly because this is a boy, he is underage, and he shouldn't have that kind of influence for her to be divulging all of her problems to him, influencing his mind in a bad way because that's what a lot of parents do to kids. It's unfortunate. But yeah, but yeah, but I'm just saying, I already addressed Sarah with the son issue. I don't want to do it anymore, but Sarah keeps bringing up some shit that is like, oh my God, Sarah, I can't deal with you. But I think Sarah is stupid and she's talking about giving the king another chance. I said, Sarah, you got to be the dumbest housewife I have ever seen. You more, hell, you even more stupid than Robin Dixon. Because there's no way. There's no way. This is best. Do you have anything to add before I move on? Because Sarah making me mad. And Mrs. Best is silent. So I'm about to move on. So the next scene we have is Lisa Milan and Stansberry. They go out to lunch and they, begin talking. And first off, I want to say that Lisa and Stansberry pick the best locations to have lunch and to lounge because I want to eat at this place now. Lisa ordered the king crab salad and the lobster linguine, and I don't know what the fuck Caroline Stansberry ordered, but that sounded amazing. King crab salad and lobster linguine, Mrs. Best. I hope you got the name of the restaurant down because that's another place we have to eat at, and I'm ordering that exact same thing. Just put that out there, make some notes of it.
Stop eating octopus. They're
Oh,
brilliant.
is that what she ordered? I didn't even pay attention because it didn't sound
Yes.
like something I.
They're one of the smartest. Marine, just stop eating octopus. I know it's good. Pick calamari.
But anyways, y'all,
Oscar
they
vibes.
right. So they ordered their food, and then Caroline Stansberry starts. She goes, I just want to reiterate that when Ayan played the video recording, I had no idea it came from you. And I would like to say that I am sorry for putting a rift between you because that wasn't my intention. My intention was really to prove a point about Sarah, but it ended up causing a ripple effect and affecting you and Chanel Ayan. And Lisa was like, when that happened and I found out that she shared it with you and you did that through, Ayan under the bus, I said, that is the Stansberry that I knew and that I always had issue with. It just opened up a lot of wounds with me. I can remember when we were at the reunion and you called me an escort. You don't understand how that affected me when I had to drop my kids off at school. I'm a black woman, in the Emirati country. And when you say things, they're watching this TV and they're gonna look at me and think that it's true, and they're not gonna want my kids to be a part of the social circles. And I just really, it really affected me. And as a woman, you should understand that. I said, Lisa, if you were really that affected by what Caroline Stansberry said, your response wouldn't have been, well, I would have been the richest bitch if I was an escort and all the things that you said at that reunion. You would have shut her down right then and there and said, hey, look, that's going too far. I have never been no escort. My life is completely pure. But the fact of the matter is, y'all were taking jabs at each other at that reunion. It wasn't just her. You were doing it too. So what you could have said could have affected her business. And I can't believe I ain't taking up for Stansberry, but I didn't like that. What Stansberry said was wrong. I'm not gonna lie, it was wrong to say that about a woman if that's really not her story. But at the same time, it was a tit for tat. We throwing shade at each other.
Also, if you know
So
you ain't been no hoe, then who cares if somebody call you a hoe? You know how many times in my lifetime, little girlfriends when I was younger get mad at me, and that's why you a hoe. If you know you ain't a hoe, then fine, be the hoe to somebody. What is the big damn deal? I'm like, of all the things that you break down in tears over, this is what you choose, Lisa.
I guess she's coming from the standpoint that it's a conservative country and saying that it could
Y'all
carry
are on a
wings.
show that the country literally fought for years and years. You already on this show acting a fool. Y'all be hollering in Dubai, which you could really get in trouble for.
Yeah.
So why suddenly they're so cooped? Like, whole scene irked my nerves. Because why are you crying? Why is you
It was
crying?
it just
Ho.
made me feel like, okay, I get having raw emotion behind her maybe calling something that maybe, because to me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it seems like a stigma that someone else probably has said about her too, and she's holding Caroline Stansberry hostage and responsible for that may already being out there about her. Because to me, I wouldn't be crying over someone calling me, escort and all of this. I would not be crying over that because it would have been like, okay, I said you was broke and your business is bankrupt. We even. Like, I don't understand. Like, to me, she just took that way too hard. And you've been in Dubai years before this show got created. I'm sure people's opinions of you is not going to change over this little video show. The real friends, I'm just saying. Not the little fake ones, but the real ones. So, once again, Caroline Stansberry apologizes and she says she would like to get on a better foot with Lisa and try to rebuild the friendship. Lisa agrees, and they do mention that Brooks is inviting them all to a polo event, and she says to wear your best outfits because she's going to be judging everybody. So the scene actually then goes to Brooks, and when she shows up to the polo event, I'm just looking at Brooks like, are you throwing yourself in the crossfire with your outfit?
Hot Mess Express.com 2.0 times 12.
I mean,
Ayan was right. She looked like she was going to murder a boyfriend.
I'm just saying, yes, she was definitely giving Miss Scarlet vibes in Clue. Like, I'm just saying, we know you're guilty, but we don't know what you're guilty for. But your outfit tells it all. So everyone gets there. Even some of the men get there as well. So we have Michael, who was the man that Stansberry was staying with at the beginning of the season. It was nice to see him, the alleged sugar daddy. And I kind of felt like there was some truth to it, allegedly. I feel like it was him and that one that bought her that sculpture that was $1 million. He was at the party too. I feel like it's both of them. Just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Y'all see, they only drive one little Porsche. I ain't seen Sergio's car or I ain't seen Stansberry's car. Whoever's car, they got one little car. And that's it. So I'm just saying.
I
I
want
can
to see
believe it.
Sergio's job before I see his car. Where does he work? I would like to know the name of his employer. And if he's his own employer, do you have a license for crypto? Can I see like your LLC? Can I look that up? Like, I need something. Because what does he do? If we
I'm
got to
trying to
see
figure that out too.
Sergio,
Yeah.
like if we're forced to watch him, I want to see where he worked. I have to go to work, so he should have to go to work. Hell.
Right. You crazy. So everyone gets there. Talene gets there with Rafi. I'm so glad she wasn't in this scene too much, the episode too much, because she gets on my nerves. But Stansberry said, although she has, made up with Talene and they're okay, she still feels a way about Rafi because she said she knew Rafi way before she knew Talene. So it kind of makes her feel some kind of way about him. And then I looked at the screen. Because as soon as she said that, I was like, okay, so you knew Talene for 10 years. How long have you known Rafi before Talene? Because the way Talene made her story sound is that her and her husband were in the States, they were in California. His father was already doing business there. So they moved to Dubai together. That's what Talene said in the first episode. So I'm trying to figure out, when did you know him before? I need that clarified at the reunion, Andy. Bravo and that call center. Tell Andy that we need Brooks to clarify the timeline of how long she's known Rafi and how long she's known Talene. Because that didn't make sense. That kind of threw me off a little bit. Because then they played back the scene where he was in her face. He goes, "This is my wife, and you're not gonna say nothing to her." And it was almost given, and I'm gonna say allegedly, like my friend Kevin Reynolds here just said, allegedly it was given like you was the other woman in that scene. Because now I'm looking at that thing completely different than what it was originally for. Mrs. Best, did you catch that too, or did you not pay attention? Because this seems simple.
Listen, most people like, regardless if you knew the husband first, you're gonna kind of respect it. Like Sarah knew Sergio first, you know, but she still respects. We'll try it halfway to respect that. I just don't like any of it, and there's something off. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there was something off
Yeah,
with her saying that.
there's something off in them with the rumors that are alleged about Caroline and Talene and her husband, allegedly. I I I wouldn't be surprised if some nasty stuff was going on. Women like
It just,
Caroline Brooks too. I wouldn't put it past.
I wouldn't either. That's why I'm saying, like, it was just giving like that. Like the fact that she said it like that, I was like, okay, Talene has given us a whole new story on how her and her husband began, and you were nowhere in that equation. So yeah, it was just weird. That was weird that she said that like that. So everyone gets there, and Chanel Yan is dressed in this black, and whoever said that she was going to a funeral hit it like she was giving Black Widow. If I ain't never seen a Black Widow in my life, like you look like you is burying your husband. What is you doing? Why would you, Chanel Yan? Why can't you never get this wardrobe right? You don't never read the situation. That shit, she looks hot as hell in that outfit. Like I'm just saying. Oh, she get on my nerves. So I'm telling you, Chanel, y'all get on my nerves now. But they are all talking, and they decide to go out to the polo field to go dig for gold. They said you got to find the gold coin or whatever it was that was out there that was gold. So they then find it, and then they go back giving gold digger mistress vibes. If you talk about Brooke, she absolutely did. Like that whole scene, I was stuck on it because I was like, why would she say it like that? But yeah. So Shania Yan and Stansberry, begin talking. She pulls her to Stansberry pulls Yan to the side. She said, me and Lisa went to lunch, and the lunch went really well. And I would like us to all to get back on the same page. She said, yeah. Shania said, yeah, because you fucked up. You threw me under the bus and everything. And I said, Shania, she wouldn't have the ammunition had you not given it to her in the first place. I feel like both Lisa and Chanel Ayan are trying to put this all on Stansberry. And I'm going to need them to come a little bit more correct than that. Though Stansberry did use it as a silver bullet, remember Lisa, she wouldn't have had the silver bullet had you not sent it to Ayan. And Ayan, Stansberry would have not heard it had you not played it. And also threw your friend under the bus for it to be shown. I feel like we're not really grasping what's really going on here. And when Chanel Ayan said she was disappointed in Lisa and stuff, and I saw that tear, I was like, wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? I'm like, Bravo, did y'all edit something out for this lady? Because this is giving narcissist almost. Like, this is scary. Why would she be? I'm telling you, y'all. I'm sitting there watching this episode, like thinking I'm crazy that I missed something huge, and I'm trying to go back and watch it because this lady is sitting there talking about she's really disappointed in Lisa, and it hurt her that Lisa would betray her, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is gonna be one hell of a reunion. Oh wow, y'all, Chanel, y'all is making it a mission.
Sociopathic tendency. She either gonna have to go before a psychiatrist to prove that something is wrong with her, or flat out apologize as soon as she gets to the reunion and be consistent in that. Because right now, how dare you, bald lady? You force us to look at your head, and then in addition to that, you force us to look at these fucked up wigs. And then in addition to us, we got to look at you do stupid shit like wear couture in the sand. I've been irritated with her in general, feeling like she does the most for like attention. Chanel Ayan, she's still funny. She can still have her little quirky moments. However, comma, now I just look at her differently. She's less fun. I feel like the fame got to her a little bit. Which you
I
always
agree.
see a change in Housewives from the first season to the others, especially after they get paid and then they get the attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
Chanel Ayan, when this show premiered, we was like either in COVID or fresh out of COVID. I think it only got dropped because of COVID, but
Right.
we had all the time in the world to watch and fall in love. So she got a lot of exposure and attention compared to other newer housewife shows like Salt Lake City, where some of them are struggling still for
Yeah.
followers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The shit got to her head because
It
she
really
really
did.
the tear irritated me as well. Because what?
It's like, what do you need to be crying for? What do you need to be crying for, ma'am? You did this. So yeah, yeah. I honest extra for no reason. Always put a camera enough already. Right?
It's
Exactly.
it's draining. Even if it's
It's
positive, it gets draining when someone's so thirsty for attention. It's like, please.
right, please. Yeah, get us out of here. So Brooks decides to go ahead because I'm not gonna talk about the scene where Lisa didn't save Ayana's seat at the little area where they were watching the game. I'm not gonna talk about that. That was stupid. But Brooks decided to, crown who was best dressed, and she gives best dress to Lisa. And I agree with her because Lisa definitely understood the assignment and what the event was supposed to be. Everybody else, I don't know where they thought they were going. But Lisa was definitely dressed for the polo event, so absolutely she should have gave it to her. I don't know if she gave a worse dress. I don't know if that happened or not. I don't remember. But that was pretty much that scene. We then move on to Caroline Stansberry and Sergio. It is her birthday, and she is having, her dinner on the boat, and it was very romantic. I enjoyed it. I loved the charcuterie boards, loved everything about this boat ride. So then they begin talking about this baby again, and I'm just like, y'all gonna exhaust us with this topic. So she kind of is. I guess what she's trying to do is deflect the situation because Stansbury don't want to have no baby. She has kids. One is grown, and the other two are right behind the oldest child. So why would she need to start over? It's ridiculous. She's almost about to be 50, and has grown kids. Like I don't understand what you expected out of this lady. But she says, "Do you really want to have this baby?" And he was like, "Yes, I want to have a baby." And she goes, "Oh, well, then maybe I need to reconsider some things." And his confessional, he says, "Well, to be honest, we never really talked about having kids until we actually got married. That was never a conversation." And the thing about it is, like, he goes, "I don't want to be alone." And it was like, "Sir, you are 28 years old. You got a whole more lot of life to live. A whole more lot to live where you can have kids at any damn point, regardless if it's with Stansberry or if it's with Juanita. You can have a baby in many years of your lifespan. I knew a man who was 65 and had a baby. So you could definitely still have one. You have a whole much more life to live. I don't understand what's not clicking. Caroline Stansberry is not the end all be all. I'm sorry. I know y'all want to put religion and all this and shit, but marriage, if we think about marriage in the Old Testament times, marriage was a business arrangement. A lot of times, women were sold to men for a cow, some chickens, and some eggs. So I don't want to hear this now. We coming in today's time where he has to stickler. I'm glad he is committed to this woman. I'm happy to see it. I really am. But I'm just not going to act like he's just some 50-year-old man, same age as her, and running out of lifetime. You have a lot of life to live. And I don't understand what's not clicking about that. Mrs. Best, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I'm sick of these people. I know I don't take the damn relationship seriously. I feel like a lot of it is for show. Not everybody discusses things or gets married like appropriately or with too much thought. But at their age and where they are in life, why would you not discuss the baby thing thoroughly? At this point, I really don't give a damn. And I don't want to see Sergio on my screen unless he's going to his job.
You hear that, Bravo? Bravo in that call center. So y'all better dig up a scene where Sergio's going to work. I don't care what he do. I don't care if he answering the phone in front of a computer. He better be at work. That's all we know.
I need to see him doing something. Can he
Yeah.
be a server at one of the restaurants? Because he be looking like the waiters. I need for Sergio to do something. He's getting on my nerves.
He really is. Like, it's just, oh my God. I'm just saying, like, this dude was like, he was really giving us this sob ass story. And I'm just like, you act like you old. Dude, you're 28 years old. You ain't even 30 yet. Life is just about to hit you. It ain't
You
even
want a baby so bad. Do he even know what it take to carry one?
Right.
And you asking that of a 40-something-year-old woman? Nigga, please. See, I need to see his job because we know his education was lacking. I need to see his job. That's all I want at this point.
It's not, that ain't the only thing that's lacking. Hell, common sense like too. Shit, like, come on.
And he gives the energy. I don't know. This is just personal. And then I'll shut up. I feel like he bad in bed. Okay, I'm done.
Well, so y'all, that was Real Housewives of Dubai season 2, episode 10. As I said, this episode annoyed the hell out of me for so many different reasons. It is crazy to me. The Real Housewives of Dubai, aside from Real Housewives of Potomac, is the only other franchise where almost every single cast member on this show annoys me. All of them pretty much annoy me. And Real Housewives of Potomac is the only other cast. And Atlanta barely can keep a cast, so that's why I didn't put them in the equation. So that was pretty much the episode, y'all. That was good. Shout out to Kevin Reynolds. Thank you for commenting. We appreciate you. We appreciate you viewing. We appreciate you joining us. We look forward to seeing you again here on my channel. And make sure you also just subscribe to Mrs. Best channel. Y'all, we're about to head over to Mrs. Best channel to do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. I'm James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. We will be here back again on my channel soon, and I'll see you guys next time.